Let's start this module by looking at an example of an app that we are going to make in this module. It says, move your cursor to see the magic. And we can see when we are moving our cursor, the background of the page is changing. Isn't it amazing to have something on the page that you can interact with? I know we are all tired of testing our code in browser's console. In this module, we will start to connect our HTML and CSS with JavaScript to create behaviors, interactions, and create much more visual stuff. Things we can interact with, something like a button. When you click on that button, the background of the page is changing, or the text size of the page is changing. What I'll do now is to show you some example of the app that we will be making throughout this course. To start with, let's look at this example. When you move your cursor, the background changes. So here we can see there are three parts to any web page: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Here we can see HTML is giving the structure of the page by just writing move your cursor to see the magic. Using CSS, you can style a page. JavaScript helps you create behavior. What if I just go ahead and comment out all the JavaScript code? What happens now is, now if you move your cursor, you'll see there is no interactivity. We cannot interact anymore. As soon as we uncomment the code, we can see we can interact with the page. So in this module, we will learn to connect our HTML and CSS with JavaScript to create interactions. To create interaction like this. Let's move on to the next example. Here we can see there are 6 images. But as soon as you hover over it, it says view. Let's click on it. When we click on it, here we can see the image became bigger with more information. It also comes with a close button. As soon as you click on that, the model closes. Here we can again see that we are interacting with the page. Let's move on to the next one. This is a to-do application where we can just go ahead and add some of our to-do list. Something like play basketball or learn DOM. And we can see as soon as we add those to-do list, it is visible on the page. Now we can interact with this. We can just go ahead and click on this button to say that we have completed this task. Similarly, here we have multiple buttons, all, active, and completed. When I click on active, I can see only those to do that I have to do. Means those are active. If we click on completed, we can see it shows all the to do that is completed. We have already completed those to do. When we click on clear completed, we can see all those that is completed got cleared. So here we can see we are able to interact with a web app. And who helps in interaction? It's JavaScript that is helping in creating interactions. Let's move on to the last example, that is a small game. So here we can see there are different blocks. And when we click on one of the block, it shows an icon. And you have to click on the second block to see if you can match that icon or not. If you can, it will become green, otherwise it will become red. It's testing your memory. So let's go ahead and play this. And we can see that we found a match. And here, both these boxes became green and we found our first match. And it's also counting the number of moves we have made and the time it took for us. And when we click on this button, it will reset the game. So looking at these examples, we can understand that in this module, we will be creating more visual stuff. Stuff like a small game or a to-do list or a model or moving your cursor. We'll start learning about how can we do all these things. And we'll start with understanding browsers.